Hey guys, so I just finished getting my fillings, which is why I sound so weird. It's still ridiculous weird and low-key a little crazy that I have to wear a mask into the dentist office, and then when I get back to the back, then they tell me to take the mask off, and then when I go to leave, they tell me to put the mask back on. It's just so weird. But welcome to life in the middle of a pandemic. So, I learned a couple of important things. Getting a filling isn't nearly as bad as what I was afraid it would be after I'm properly numbed. They gave me like the numbing thing, and he told me that it would make like this side of my face kind of feel numb and my lip, and that was totally normal and okay. So I was like, okay, that's great. So he waited a little bit. He did someone's like emergency like tooth thing. I could hear them talking on the other side. And then he came back and he was like, hey, how's your mouth feel? And I was like, well, it feels weird, but not like, I don't know if it's numb. I mean, how do you know if something's numb? And it felt a little tingly or whatever. So he started getting these instruments of torture, and he started like drilling my tooth, and it did not feel comfortable. I was like, hold the phone. I am not numb. We need to do something. Like, this hurts like nobody's business. So he was like, that's okay. For some people it takes a little bit more than others. It's okay. So he gave me, and let me tell you, these needles are like huge. In my mind, ginormous needles. And like when he first did it for the first round, I was like having these internal panic sessions. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is horrible. I should have brushed my teeth more as a child. Like, I shouldn't have like gotten involved in my addiction. Like, oh my goodness. So he went to like numb my mouth for the second time, still having those heart palpitations, okay? So he left, he worked on someone else for a little bit, came back. He was like, hey, how's your mouth feel? I was like, still feel like the same, like it's really nothing like different. So he was like, well, let's try and see what happens. So then he started, and it was like the more that he drilled down on my tooth, the more that it hurt like the dickens. So then he was like, okay, we're going to stop. We're going to give you another thing, a numbing thing. For some people, it just takes a lot more than others. It's okay. So I was like, okay. So for the third one, let me tell you, because I was like about ready to have an emotional breakdown in the dentist's office, because I was like, oh God, I have like 4 more of these. I can't go through this again. This is horrible. So they gave me the third one. For the third one, like, I was like open wide. I was like, hit me, man. Like, give me some more of that numbing stuff. So he gave me the third one, and it totally changed the game, let me tell you. Like, the first 2, I could still feel stuff. It was like very uncomfortable. I was like having like panic attack inside. The third one, OMG, like my tongue was numb, my whole side of my face was numb. Like, I think this is what they were going for the first round. And after that, I was like smooth sailing. I just like laid there and watched. I feel like dentists should have like a thing for the bottom of their face shield, because like the stuff in my mouth was like squirting everywhere, you know? And of course, both, like, they had on a face shield to like protect their face, but because they're like all over top of me and stuff, like my mouth wetness was like saliva or whatever you call it was going inside of their face shield, and I kind of was just like watching it happen. So thankfully, like, I'm healthy, but you know, there is a pandemic going on. I feel like someone somewhere should create one of those extra boundaries specifically for a dentist. But yeah, after they did that, like, that really was not bad at all. Before the third one, though, that was pure utter torture. I'm not even going to pretend otherwise. That was awful. And they were going to do 3 originally. It was going to be 18, 19, and 20 for, like, my teeth numbers, whatever that means. It's on the bottom left-hand side. But then they only did, like, the far 2 on the left. And they said, like, just because of, like, the issues that I had with numbing and stuff, they just wanted to do the 2 instead of all 3. And then also the third one wasn't nearly as decayed as the other 2, so I might not even need a filling. I don't really know. So, I think my next appointment is this Thursday, which is in like 2 days from now. I think it might be next Thursday. There's so many dentist appointments between now and like next month. It's hard to keep them all straight. But yeah, long story short, if you can still feel your tongue when you go for a filling, you are not properly numbed. Because when the lady came back, like for the third round, after I got my third one, and she was like, "Hey, how you feeling?" I was like, I am numb. Like, this is great. I can't feel jack deadly. Like, do with me what you want, as long as it's on the bottom left hand side. But anyways, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. As always, Aspen Dental in Hagerstown is still amazing. Everyone there, I had told the dental hygienist about the fact that I was going to start documenting my journey, and she told a couple people, so everyone, like, when I walked in, I'm like a celebrity there now, like, walked in there and everyone was like, "Oh, Amanda, you have to tell us, like, your YouTube channel." So I went to tell them my YouTube channel, and I was like, I have 172 views already. That is crazy. And I didn't even put this thing on like Facebook or anything. But anyways, I will keep you guys posted, and I definitely will do the secondary video for like the rest of the background check, or the rest of the background story on how I ended up doing dentures in a pandemic. But at least here in Maryland and in West Virginia, dentists are able to do like more of the stuff, and they're not nearly as shut down as what they used to be. So with that, I will keep on coming back and keep on working on being proactive with my mouth. Have a good one, guys.